Hey, good morning, family. It's Pastor Jeremy. Of course, I hope you're having a blessed day so far. I hope your Tuesday, and your Monday, and your Sunday are all blessed. I was thinking recently about how people say that everybody in their entire life is required to preach one sermon, and that sermon is the life that they live. And I don't know, I've always thought of myself as a minister who isn't always trying to ram theology or ram ideas or my perspectives down people's throats. But also, I've been faced with the question of how do we spread our faith? How do we spread the message and the love of Christ in our lives without being overbearing or disrespecting the boundaries of others? Um, and I thought back to this one story of me being with my grandfather. This is my millionth grandfather story, I know, but get used to him because my grandfather was just that influential in my life. Um, but thinking of the fact that we're entering a new sermon series for the year that's wrapped around story and lifts up story and highlights story, I just wanted to tell you this story. Um, I was going into Walmart with my grandfather. I had to be about 4 or 5 years old. And this man approached us and he, the best way that I could describe his demeanor or his countenance was that he just looked like he had a lot of shame about the fact that he needed to approach us. And he looked at me and he looked at my grandfather and he says, "Hey, I'm sorry to ask you in front of your kid, but I, I don't have any money. I've been living in my van with my wife and my child, and it would be just so amazing if you could buy me a sandwich or buy us some food from the McDonald's inside the Walmart." And my grandfather kind of almost didn't let him finish and just said, "Look, what do you need?" And he said, I want." And he started giving his order, and my grandfather said, "Let's go." And so we walked into the McDonald's, and my grandfather bought him as much food as he wanted. And as we walked back to our car after buying the food, I could see the man's daughter and how she was about my age, and I saw his wife, and I saw how happy and excited they were at the fact that they would get to eat today. And I don't know what made me ask this question at the age of 4 or 5. But I think I asked my grandfather how he knew he could trust the man and how he knew that he actually was hungry. And my grandfather just looked at me and said words that I never forgot, words that have defined my faith ever since for the rest of my life. He just looked at me and said, "Jeremy, when there's a need, we meet it. When there's a need, we meet it." And that stayed with me for the rest of my life, and that's a huge part of my faith. And so I think about my grandfather's example of meeting needs and being with folks who are vulnerable and folks who are oppressed, and that being what it means to be a Christian. And even if I don't wear a cross around my neck every day, even if I don't pray loudly in public squares and make a big deal out of the fact that I'm a pastor, maybe just maybe if I walk alongside folks who are in need, maybe just maybe if I love those who are brokenhearted, maybe if I cry with those who cry and mourn with those who mourn and celebrate with those who celebrate, maybe just maybe people will want to know about this Jesus that I love. Maybe just maybe they'll ask, who is this Jesus? Who is this God that inspires you to do these things, that inspires you to meet the needs of those who are in need? And so just those simple words from my grandfather that I've taken with me everywhere I've gone. When there's a need, we meet it. I hope that you take those words with you and they bless you today. Have a great day.